Welcome everybody to another video of Ancient Greece Reloaded. Today we will talk about the famous god Aeolus, the king and the ruler of the winds. By the way, if you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so as to stay tuned for upcoming videos. Before we begin, in Greek mythology there are 5 famous characters with the name of Aeolus. The first Aeolus was a son of Hellen, the founder of the Aeolian race. The second one was a son of Poseidon, who led a colony of the islands in the Tyrrhenian Sea. The third one is the king of the winds, and we will talk about him in greater detail in this video. The fourth one was a defender of Thebes in the War of the Seven against Thebes. He was killed by Parthenopeus. The fifth one was a Trojan companion of Aeneas in Italy. That out of the way, let us begin. Aeolus, the king of the winds, was normally said to be a son of the mortal king Hippotes and Melanippe. Although sources are not clear about the identity of his mother, most sources claim that this Melanippe might have been the nymph daughter of the centaur Chiron. Even though Aeolus' parentage is more indicative of a mortal king than a god, one way or another Aeolus did become a god in the end. Aeolus would rule the floating island of Aeolia, described as a floating island surrounded by a wall of unbreakable bronze, where the cliffs ran up sheer. There he lived happily with his wife Cyane, and they had 6 sons and 6 daughters. Later on, he would marry his 6 daughters to his 6 sons. According to Byzantine poet John Zezes, the names of Aeolus' children are as follows. The sons were Periphas, Agenor, Ephgenor, Clymenus, Xuthus, and Makarevs, and the daughters were Clymene, Calithea, Evrigoni, Lysidiki, Kanaki, and an unnamed one. Aeolus was respected as a king, ruling justly, and he became a favorite king by the gods. Thus, he was frequently invited in the baguettes of the gods upon Mount Olympus. As a side note, the ancient kings would frequently be invited by the gods on Mount Olympus to take part in the baguettes. Moving on. Thus, it was then said that Zeus made Aeolus the king and the ruler of the winds. The title of King of the Winds was originally referred to the storm winds, the offspring of Typhon, who was afterwards locked away in the interior of Aeolia. Later on, Aeolus became the king of the winds, including the Anemi, the wind gods of Greek mythology, although the Anemi were more traditionally described as living in palaces at the farthest points of the 4 corners of the earth. As the king of the winds, Aeolus could control the winds, releasing them as required, usually at the behest of Zeus or another god, or to cause great storms. Aeolus is most famously known for his appearance in the Odyssey, as written by Homer, for the king of Aeolia welcomed Odysseus and his crew and provided hospitality to them for about a month. At the end of the month, Aeolus had provided them with a solution of how to get home, for he gave Odysseus a bag tied tightly shut with all the winds contained inside. Then Aeolus asked Zephyrus, the god of the west wind, to blow Odysseus and his ship safely home. Within sight of their destination, though, disaster would befall Odysseus, for greed overcame his crew, and believing that the bag contained gold and precious stones, his crew opened the bag of Aeolus. At once, all the winds held within were released, and a violent storm blew up, which saw the ship of Odysseus blown back to the island of Aeolia. Believing that Odysseus was not in favor with the gods, Aeolus refused to help Odysseus again. Aeolus is also briefly mentioned in some versions of the tale of the Argonauts, releasing storm winds to disrupt the voyage of the Argo, and then later on to disrupt the pursuit of the Colchian fleet. Hera in the Aeneid is also said to have asked Aeolus to release the winds to destroy the vessels of Aeneas, but in the Aeneid, the power of Aeolus and the winds is then curtailed by god Poseidon. Let us finish with the following saying: "It is more difficult to preserve than to acquire." Demosthenes. That being said, remember guys to hit the like button and to subscribe to our channel, it would help us a lot. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for upcoming videos.